Right, we're going live. We are going live. The game is about to kick off. Hey guys, how you going? So today I think we're on. I think we're on. I've just kind of jumped the gun there. I just kind of jumped the gun thinking that we're already on one. I don't even know if we're on yet. But there was a green light. Oh, turn this down. Why does it keep jumping on? Alrighty guys, we are ready for the game between Manchester City and Burnley. It is obviously very early in the morning for me. It's 7 a.m. here, but I know a lot of you guys over in Australia. Obviously it'll be about 5 a.m. right now. Look, Manchester City vs Burnley has a decent chance to be a pretty average game, to be honest. But obviously, I get up for every City game anyway, so I may as well. This game, look, I'm going to take Manchester City 2-0. I don't think it's going to be like an explosively outrageous scoreline. I don't think it's going to be a scoreline that's going to embarrass Burnley by any means. I haven't seen us lose to Burnley in like 5 years. It's been a while since we've lost to them. Burnley aren't really playing for anything. We're not really playing for anything either. I just think it's going to be a game where City kind of close the gap. Like, look, we spoke about this in the podcast last night, which will come out for you guys on Wednesday. City don't have necessarily too much to talk They don't really have too much to play for this year because obviously the season is pretty much done. But in the same sense, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what it is right this second. I think that it will finish a lot closer. I think it'll be like 12 points difference rather than 22 points difference. And we speak about this in the podcast, so just wait for the podcast and you'll understand why I say that. Caleb Thompson, another champion, says, "Yo, 8 p.m. over here, champion." Alrighty, well, welcome to you over there in Leeds, son. Well, how is that? Leeds go the other night? I haven't actually checked the championship results lately, but how did good old Leeds go? I know. I think you guys are going up, but I just haven't had the time to really check out the championship. I want to do some championship games actually throughout this stream. Maybe I'll check out a few championship games that we can do. But yeah, very early over here for me right now, and that's why we don't really get to... Caleb Thompson says we lost 2-0. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, that's not exactly ideal. But then again, you guys are pretty clear at the top, right? You guys are like 8 points, not 8 points, like 5 points clear. David Silva probably could have got there just then. Yeah, 2 minutes into this game, and look, Burnley aren't really playing for anything. City aren't really playing anything. So like I said, guys, this should be a game where Man City should win, should bring it within. I think it would make it 19 points. Obviously, Liverpool would have a game in hand. They'd be playing Crystal Palace. They drew 0-0 yesterday, so 7 points, mate. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Close enough. Yeah, you guys are pretty secure up the top there. I think you got like 10 games left the season to go. Leeds are going up, and if they don't, it's massive. It's just massive mess up there. But look, yeah, Liverpool drew 0-0, so that means that it basically delays the inevitable. I actually argue that Everton should have won 1-0 at least in that game, but they just couldn't put it in the back of the net. I think they hit the post like 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times. It was ridiculous. Interesting that Raheem Sterling's on the bench. By the way, guys, I'm going to have a look right now. I'm going to go check out the... Proud Australian says, "How's it going, mate?" Champion Proud Australian says, "Mate, which Premier League team do you hate the most?" Manchester United. Easy. Simple. Straight up. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. Bang. Alright, let me have a look at these team lists. So I just woke up straight away and got straight onto stream. Okay, the field. So for us, we've got Sergio Aguero up front with Mahrez and Foden, right and left. David Silva, Rodrigo, and Bernardo Silva in the midfield. We've got Zinchenko, Otamendi, Fernandinho, and Cancelo on the in defence. And we've got Ederson, the big fella, Ederson, in goalkeeper, who was disappointing against Arsenal. The substitutions today, look at this bench. Look at this bench. This bench is ridiculous. I'm sorry. This bench is ridiculous. We've got Kevin De Bruyne. We've got Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané, Ilkay Gundogan, Benjamin Mendy. We've got Kyle Walker, Gabriel Jesus, and Laporte. That's our bench, guys. That bench right there, genuinely, every player there could nearly start for every single team in the Premier League right now. Literally, every single player there on our bench could more than likely start for another team in the every other team in the Premier League right now. De Bruyne, Sterling, Sané, Mendy, Gundogan, Walker, Gabriel Jesus, and Laporte. That's ridiculous. That's just nearly ridiculous at this point. Alright, let's turn this baby up a little bit and let's watch the game. Power Sharon says, "Oh, Man United, fair enough. Mate, I'm a City fan, so..." oh my god, did he just hit that with his hand? No, he didn't. Okay. Power Sharon, who do you support, mate? Who do you support? Round shows his thoughts on Sane leaving after the season finishes. Look, I think he's not going to find a way to get into this team. I don't think Pep Guardiola's style suits him. I think he should say if Pep is thinking about leaving, if we aren't making the Champions League in regards to this ban, which I know we're going to win, so that's why I believe that Sane knows that this isn't really his team. He's a fast player. He's a great player. I like him as a player. I really enjoy watching him as a player. In the same sense with Sane, I just don't see him getting in our team, considering how many players we have that are just outrageously good. Our team is just outrageously good. Look at our bench right now. Our bench has De Bruyne on the bench. Like, obviously it's just kind of a one-game thing, but we have De Bruyne on the bench. We have Raheem Sterling on the bench. Like, honestly, those kind of players could honestly be starting for Barcelona or Real Madrid right now. It's crazy. So yeah, I love Sane, but I think it's better off that he does go to Germany. It's better off that he does go make a name over there. I genuinely just believe, like, he's scored a couple cracker goals for us, but I don't think our team is necessarily the right fit for him. Chelsea fan, there you go. Press I can't decide which team I hate most out of Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham. Well, Chelsea fan, mate, I would say, look, everyone doesn't like Liverpool, but that should be your most hated team. As a Chelsea fan, your most hated team should definitely be Arsenal or Tottenham. I don't like Tottenham. I really don't like Tottenham. I enjoy watching them because they have a fast play style. By the way, guys, 6 minutes in, still 0-0. I enjoy watching them because they have a fast play style in comparison to a lot of other teams. I like watching fast play style. But Jose Mourinho as their manager really doesn't help their cause, and the fact that Jose Mourinho as their manager is just shithouse. Like, we all saw what I was like when I streamed the Tottenham versus Man United game, and also the fact that Tottenham is just a word that I can't say on stream. I would argue that you should hate. I would argue you should probably hate Arsenal the most, but Tottenham are definitely up there for you guys. I don't know. For London, I would argue. I'd say Arsenal should be my most hated team. Kev Thompson says, considering Sheffield Leeds versus Fulham, what time? When is it? And what time is it? Your time. I'll figure it out. My time zone. Power Change is fair. Yeah, maybe Bundesliga suits him more. Yeah, well, Bundesliga is a little more fast-paced as well. Premier League is more tactical. So the thing is, you go look at all the different leagues around the world. The Spanish league is very tiki-taka. The Italian league is very defensive, the Italian league. The English league is very tactical and hard nut. Like, you go and play teams like, I'll tell you what, Leeds are going to come up, they're going to start breaking some ankles. They're going to start breaking some legs. But Caleb Thompson, I'm telling you, he knows what I'm talking about here. Leeds are going to come up and they're going to start breaking some legs, breaking some ankles, and they're going to make people in the top dogs regret having to play them. And they're going to love being the team that everyone hates. They're going to love it. They're like an upgraded Stoke City, basically. But a little bit better to watch. A little bit better to watch than Stoke City were back in the day. I don't know what they're like now. I don't watch Stoke City in the Championship now, but back in the day, they were a team that would just loop it up to into the box and just hope for the best with a header or like a Peter Crouch style. I think they got good football. As compared to Stoke, I'm just comparing to Stoke in regards to they're going to kick the shit out of you. Right. Fresh Jones says, yeah, tough to say Arsenal and Tottenham. Look, I find it tough to say Arsenal. I don't mind Arsenal too much. I feel bad for Arsenal right now, to be honest with you guys. And we do talk about this on the podcast, right? So tomorrow at 4 p.m. AEST, we'll be talking quite significantly about the Premier League. And obviously Rugby League is heavy and AFL is heavy. Super Rugby we talk about as well. But the Premier League is a big topic. And I actually genuinely feel bad for Arsenal. I think they're a good defence there. I think that they're a good team, man. I think they're a good team with a long history. And I really do appreciate them compared to a lot of the other big teams that are just wankers, really. But I've never really minded Arsenal as much as like Chelsea or Liverpool or the Rags or even Tottenham, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of other bigger teams that I dislike, and it's really sad because I honestly genuinely believe Lacazette and Aubameyang will both leave if they don't make the Champions League. And I can't, not even Champions League, just Europe. And I can't see them making Europe at this point. There we go, that's going to be a free kick. Right to the box, let's go. Actually, a free kick right outside the box. Caleb Thompson says Leeds play possession-based football. Yeah, mate, I know, and I'm telling you, that's what Stoke used to play. That's what Stoke used to play. They used to play possession-based football, but they would also loop it up into the box and just kind of go, they'd go from A to B. They would play possession-based football, get to the box, come back to the midfield, get to the box, come back to the midfield, and then they just loop it up forward. Like, that was what Stoke used to do. They've always been that kind of team that would just look for the man in the box. 10 minutes in here, Riyad Mahrez taking a free kick just outside the box. For a left footer, this isn't exactly the greatest angle, so he should whip this little baby in. Not the greatest angle from the left side of the box. Oh my god, he's going to go for himself. Okay, I don't know if he went for that himself or not. I think he just missed it. That was a relatively decent free kick, but it just didn't find the head of anyone on the team. I like that Sergio Aguero is in the team, though. It was interesting that Gabriel Jesus obviously started for Sergio Aguero beforehand in the Arsenal game. Proud Australian says, as a Chelsea fan, I have zero sympathy over Arsenal. Arsenal are very lost at the moment. Yeah, well, look, you're a London-based team, so you should hate them. But it's like, actually, no, I can't say, but it's like, yeah, it's like a London fan not caring about United. Everyone cares about United. Everyone hates that shit-ass team. Shit-ass. Cal Thomas says, we don't loop it up, we just look for diagonal balls. Okay. That's a bit different to most of the teams in the Premier League right now. Might be interesting. Oh my god. I had a flashback to Edison then. I just had a flashback to Edison as he ran out of not Edison, the other keeper for Burnley. He came running out. Just like what Edison did against Aguero running. If he got injured, I'd cry. Proud Australian says, mate, will you do Brisbane Raw vlogs next season? I'll do as many as I can. I'll be based in Sydney and potentially head over here, but I definitely will be doing some A-League vlogs. I can't wait to get back to just do vlogs, mate. Vlogs are the main content of my channel, but I have to do all these live streams. Like, I love live streams, I do, but I won't be doing as many, you know what I mean? Like, I won't be doing as frequent live streams as normal once we go back to Australia and start doing vlogs again. Proud Australian says, Arsenal need an experienced manager. Not necessarily. I just think that Arteta was a bit early. They do need an experienced manager actually. But in the same sense, I think Arteta is a good manager, but he needs more time. He needs more than 1 year. And I don't think that Arsenal was the right team for him because they were struggling with Wenger beforehand. They were struggling with him. So why get an inexperienced manager like Arteta, who will be good, but why get an experienced manager like Arteta who, in reality, was always going to take a little bit to come in? Stuart Fox says, Premiership will be easy for Leeds to play football. Oh! Okay, we nearly got a shot there. We nearly had a shot. No, there's no shots really yet in this game. Hold on, Burnley are counter-attacking. And they're still counter. No, terrible. No, it didn't work out. Captain says, Jack Harrison plays for us, ex-Man City. Oh, nice. Well, yeah. Proud Australian says, oh, you're moving to Sydney. You're welcome, mate. I will be based in Sydney when I come back because it's a lot easier for me in the middle of Sydney to go up and down, and I don't want to go to Victoria at this point though. They stay at home, please. But yeah, we'll be based in Sydney, so we can get to a lot more NRL, AFL, Super Rugby, Buddy, just all different sporting games there. So 14 minutes into the game here, and it is 0-0 still. No shots as yet. Oh my god, we nearly took the ball away from them then. Oh, that's our ball. That's our ball. Counter. This should be a shot here. This should be a shot. Oh, the ref. Lovely. On your ref. On your ref. It's in the way. On your ref. On your ref, mate. It's in the way. Stuart Fogg, why do you think that the Premiership will be easier for Leeds to play football? Why do you think the Premiership will be easier to play? Like, they come up against a team like West Ham and they're shutting down those balls. They're not a great team, West Ham, if they stay up, but, you know, they're shutting down their balls. You've got teams, who else are really good battlers? You know, you've got, Brighton will be a bit different. Paris is awesome. I'm trying to think who would be a team that Leeds could really struggle against besides the big dogs. Because Championship is obviously a really, really different style of football. Like, it's a really different style of football. I think that Leeds would struggle against maybe someone like Everton, Burnley, they might struggle against actually. Everton, I would say they would have a little bit of difficulty away at Goodison, not necessarily at home, but away at Goodison. Everyone struggles away at Goodison. They're our Burnley team. They're our team that at Goodison we just struggle to beat. So I would say that Everton will be a team that Leeds would definitely struggle to. City with the ball here, just outside the box. Nothing going on too much here. Okay, we're going to have a crack, Oh, it's going to go. It's going to go. There's a Rodrigo with a 30-foot shot. Didn't go anywhere, though. Didn't go anywhere except for the National Space Station. Parashine says, do you hate Sydney FC like all A-League fans? I've actually got a video, mate, and I think I put it out like early last year, maybe the year before, where it's a love, like, don't mind, dislike, and hate tier list maker. I've done that for the Premier League. I've done it for the A-League. I've done it with the NRL and the AFL. I don't know if I've done it with any other sports, but I've done it for those four sports anyway. I'm going to start doing a few more of them because obviously there's other sports that I can do. But obviously I've been flat out with live streams, so it's very difficult. Yeah, I've got that. So if you want to go and have a look at that video, that's where I explain my love, like, hate, dislike, and don't mind for the A-League. You guys shouldn't really have to guess too highly as a Man City fan who I put in the hate category and only in the hate category for Premier League. So Fox says teams don't kick and chase as much. Actually, I want to ask you, Caleb, what type of football does Stoke play nowadays? Are they still the same kind of kick the shit out of you, boot the ball to the top and hope for the best kind of football? Oh my god, here we go. We put the cross. That should be a goal. Oh my god, he's missed it. Bernardo Silva's missed it. That was a nice opportunity there. We should have honestly been putting the ball in the back of the net there. We really should have been putting the ball in the back of the net there. Bernardo Silva misses it. There was basically a 4-on-2 there. And then there was a 2-on-1, 2-on-0 nearly. Bernardo Silva just needed to get on target and that was a goal. Damn it. So Fogg says, you see how much space we gave Man United the overnight to play? What? You see how much space we gave Man United the overnight to play? I'm not too sure what you mean in there, Julian. What do you mean? The overnight to play? What? As in they play tomorrow, do they? They play on Thursday against Sheffield. What are you talking about in regards to Man United? The overnight to play. I'm not too sure. Kevin Johnson says they play shit house, every man for themselves footy. Yeah, I love it. That's fair enough. They've always kind of been like that. Well, they've always been just like, they've always just been a shit house club, really. Like, I just don't really. I'm sorry, I can't get behind. I've never been able to get behind their style of footy. I've never been able to get behind their style of football. It's just so, it's so. Proud Australian says, oh, I need to watch them then. Sorry, I only subbed to you 2 or 3 months ago. Oh, no worries, brother. Appreciate the support. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Carl Thompson said, there's a lot of videos you can check out then. Gee, bloody, you haven't even seen a vlog yet. Jeez. You would have only seen live streams and some rando videos. You haven't even seen the main content of the channel, which is the actual game day experience vlogs, where we go to the games and we talk to the players, we talk to the fans, and just have a good time, really, there. That's the main content, my dude. It's going to be a free kick here to Burnley. Proud Australian says, we have a high chance of co-hosting the next Women's World Cup in New Zealand. Yeah, I know. The only thing that kind of frustrates me about that is that if we win that, then the Men's World Cup won't come to Australia for a good 20 years. Like, we want to get the Men's World Cup for a couple of decades if we do end up winning that Women's World Cup, which is great. I'd love to see the Women's World Cup, but I would also really love to see the Men's World Cup. That would be the main priority. But we'll see. But Patreon can't wait for the announcement. Yeah, no, it'd be great. I can't wait. I'm not denigrating it the bid at all. I'm not denigrating us winning it at all. I'm just saying that I would rather have the Men's World Cup, and I genuinely don't believe we will get the Men's World Cup for a very long time if we do end up winning that Women's World Cup. Stuart Fox says Spurs. Oh, the game against the Spurs. Oh, the other night you're meaning. You said it said the overnight as your comment. You're talking about the other night. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Look, Tottenham, Mourinho, mate, not the go. Not, we talk about this in the podcast too. Mourinho is not the go. He's a defensive-minded nutter. Defensive-minded bloody park the bus style manager who does not suit Tottenham. Tottenham are a very expansive football team. Tottenham are the type of team that will attack. If they lose, then they'll lose because they'll die by their own sword. They'll die by the fact that they tried their absolute best in regards to attacking, and then they just didn't commit enough people in the back line, man. They just didn't commit enough people to for the counter-attack. But, you know, Jose Mourinho is a park-the-bus style manager who, they were up 1-0, they were looking really good in that first half, and I say they were looking really good in that first half, and then he goes and plays park-the-bus, and United are allowed to get back into it. I don't believe Tottenham had a single shot. I don't think they had a single shot in that second half. Cal Tottenham says, remember playing the first game of Bielsa's reign, and they thought they would batter us, but we played them off the park 3-1. Yeah. Stoke City don't scare me anymore. Back in the day, going to the Britannia, yeah, that was a bit of a nervy situation on a cold Monday night in Stoke at the Britannia. But yeah, not anymore, man. Not anymore. It's they're a completely different team to what I've grown up being used to. They're a completely different team to what everyone has grown up with them being used to. Everyone's always known them as being that shit-house team. They've been that, not the shit-house team in like they're not a good team. Shithouse team is in like their style of football is shithouse. Like Stoke City's style of football has always been shithouse. I just haven't seen them this year. 21 minutes into the game here, City here. We're gonna have an attack. We're having a chance. Sergio Aguero gets it back in. That could be a corner. It's gonna be a corner. Right, corner. Someone here says, hi, I would like it if Australia and New Zealand to win the Women's World Cup hosting rights. Realistically, will probably be the highest form of football in New Zealand we can get to host as well. Yeah, you guys will never be able to host the Football World Cup for the men's, but for the Women's World Cup, yeah, 100% I agree. So it'll be nice, it'll be really good. Come on. Oh, goal, son. Boom, boom. That's a goal. Phil Foden, one of the best young English talents, coming around. 1-0, Manchester City. That's a brilliant goal. That's a fantastic goal. That's a fantastic goal. Phil Foden gets the ball outside of the box, on the edge of the box, probably about 5 off the box, and it's a goal from the corner. Phil Foden with a fantastic shot. It goes bottom right corner, just drilled bottom right corner. It wasn't even drilled, really. You know, it was just a nicely placed shot into the bottom right corner, and the Burnley keeper couldn't get it. The Burnley keeper could not get there, and a nice goal there from Phil Foden. English talent, young English talent coming through the ranks. Everyone knows Phil Foden, but he is very young, and he's an incredible player. He really is an incredible player. Proud Shane says, that's true, we won't host a Men's World Cup for a long time if we do. I'd rather have a Men's World Cup, but maybe if they get amazed by our hosting, they'll want us to host a Men's World Cup too. The thing is, excuse me, the thing is that that's what happened with the Olympics. So when we got, well, not the Olympics, that's what happened with the Commonwealth Games. When Australia got the Commonwealth Games in 2018 in Gold Coast, they noticed that we were able to host a really, really quality tournament, and now they want to give the Olympics potentially to the Gold Coast and Brisbane as a bit of a duo kind of thing with like what the FIFA Women's World Cup. So 1-0 after 23 minutes, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. So yeah, now they want to give potentially the Olympics in the next couple of decades to Gold Coast / Brisbane, because of how quality the actual tournament itself was. And hopefully that happens with the Women's World Cup, just like you said there, Proud Australian. Cal Tom says, try going to Ipswich on a Gold Tuesday night midweek. No thanks, man. That's why we're in the Premier League and they're in the Championship. I prefer not to. That whole league is just a shit-assery. The Championship I prefer to watch a lot more, but that whole league is just a shit-assery where everyone's out there to break your legs. Everyone's out there to break your legs and score goals. It's just score goals and break their legs. That's the game plan from every single team. Score goals and break your legs. That's as simple as that, really. Simple as that, really. 24 minutes into the game here, and it's 1-0 to Manchester City through Phil Foden. What a great strike. Phil Foden was a great strike. There you go. Alright, well this game's been pretty easy so far. It's been pretty relaxed. It's been pretty kind of how you're going in the regards of normalcy. It's just been a normal game, really, where Man City have dominated Burnley have had a few counter-attacks, a few little opportunities here and there, but nothing really has eventuated from it. And Manchester City just kind of picked them apart, really. And I think this is a bit of a lazy game here. The only problem here with City winning is that if Liverpool do manage to win against Crystal Palace, and there's a big question there, because one, I think Liverpool play on the passion of the crowd, which isn't there, and two, I just don't believe they're as good as a team right now as they have been throughout the season. They're going to win the league, but I'm just saying that they're very lucky they're up by a significant gap at this point. And they're very lucky they're up by a significant gap at this point. But Liverpool win the league. But what annoys me is that if we win this game and Liverpool end up beating Crystal Palace, like they arguably should, but Crystal Palace are also a bogey team, but they should beat Crystal Palace. That means that City vs Liverpool, if Liverpool beat us, then they win the title at the Etihad, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Captain says not from Leeds or West Brom. What do you mean? What's that? What's that kind? I'm not too sure what that is referencing. 25 minutes in here, still 1-0 Manchester City. Phil Foden, fantastic strike. Proud showing with some thumbs up. Love it. Love it. 26 minutes in here. Look, it's been a pretty normal game, really. I did say this at the beginning. It's been a pretty normal game. You know, I never thought this would be an outstandingly crazy game. I'll tell you right now, I don't think I'll be getting up. Well, I'll be getting up tomorrow, but I'm not going to get up for the. I won't be getting up for the Leicester versus Brighton game. I'll probably get up for Tottenham West Ham though, because I want to see if West Ham. Hold on, look, we can score here. We can score here. We can score here. I think we go to the wing. Okay, unlucky there. I'll probably get up for Tottenham West Ham though, and then the next day I might get up for. I'll get up for Liverpool Crystal Palace. Yeah, I'll show Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. I'll be going. Cal Thomas said, "It's not shootouts from Leeds or West Brom." No, but it's still relatively similar for everyone. That's the whole point why you guys are getting out, though. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point. But you've also got to realise that the style of football in the Championship is so polar opposite to the Premier League, and that's why a lot of teams struggle. But I guess Sheffield kind of used the same tactics of how the Premier League was to get into the Premier League from the Championship. So they had a year of kind of getting used to it already by the time they'd already come up, and then that's why they're doing so well right now. They're just such a good defensive outfit. Obviously, they did get a bit embarrassed by Newcastle, 3-0, and one of the goals was just abysmal. It should have been an easy clearance, and I can't remember who it was, but the centre-back there for Sheffield just missed the ball entirely, and I think it was Joel Linton, who might have scored the goal for Newcastle. But yeah, it's Sheffield United are a positive story, but anyone who thinks they're actually going to make Europe is probably out of the question. I wouldn't necessarily say they won't make top 10 next year. I still think they can dead set make top 10. I think they can consistently push for top 10 each year right at this very moment. I'm not saying 2 years on the track, but right at this very moment, I wouldn't put them outside the top 10 for next year. I think they have a good enough team. I think their defence is really stout. I'm not going to come and say they're going to make the Champions League or Europa like we've had our guest last week on the podcast say. In the Sheds podcast, every Wednesday 4 p.m, every Sunday at 8 a.m, AEST. This week we have Greg Bird, NRL player, and Greg Bird. Well, he used to play NRL for the Gold Coast Titans. We've got Proud Australian saying, mate, you ever do WWE videos and reactions? I haven't. It's on the bucket list though, so I don't know if you guys know this. But if you are relatively new to the channel, you won't know that a couple of years ago, I recorded a series of videos. Hold on, this is nice. Oh, okay, no, it's come back. I recorded a series of videos called the 101 Sporting Events to Complete before we die on BK Sport. That will be completed. That will be completed on the channel. It's just been delayed because of obviously everything that's going on right now. Hold on. Burnley on the counter-attack. They're at the left, and nothing happened. Basically, it's a 101 sporting events or just things to do before we die on BK Sport and vlogs to complete. We've already completed, I think, 2 of them, which was State of Origin and half of the Blazekippaxross Cup one. And I think we've also done another, and the NRL Grand Final as well. Nice. That was really nice by the Burnley winger. That was really nice by the Burnley left winger, and we're going to get that ball out of there. Lovely. Good stuff, City. Good stuff. Okay, Burnley are attacking right now. Burnley are just attacking the box right now. Gee whiz, what's going on here? It's been Burnley that allows to attack. And yeah, so WWE is on there. I don't know if you can really vlog too much because obviously it's more of a show. It's more like a movie rather than. And I don't know if they'd allow cameras really into the stadium, but yeah, it's on the podcast. It's on the bucket list. So there's a series of 10 videos that explain our 101 sporting events to complete before we dive back in sport. And I'm starting to train very soon for a few certain events that I have to complete myself, as in like fitness wise, like marathons and stuff like that. But obviously there is mainly like Go FIFA World Cup or Man City vs Man United game at the Etihad or Old Trafford or whatnot. You know, it's got all the big events. If you think of a big event, sporting event worldwide right now, I can guarantee you it's on there. Plus, there's also really rando events around the world as well. Really rando events. Like some of the English channels on there, by the way, guys. Okay, gonna be a corner. Gonna be corner. 30 minutes into the game, 1-0 here, Man City. Phil Foden with a fantastic strike from outside the box to take the lead. We just scored from the corner, so I'd love to see us score here from another corner. Can he get it into Phil Foden again? No, they're going to whip that baby in. Oh my God, we could have actually dead set scored another one just then from the corner. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But we're looking pretty good from set pieces right now. I tell you what, Riyad Mahrez, I know his free kick kind of didn't go to anyone, but I'm telling you, it hasn't been terrible from the old set pieces from all positions. Callum Thompson says, I agree bottom half teams like Luton who are fighting for their lives and teams like that play long ball and try to get knockdowns pretty much the English way. Pretty much, man. That's what the Championship's really known for. I know that obviously Leeds and West Brom are forced, well, they're not forced, they play a different game style simply because it's just not acceptable to play that old game style if you want to get up to the Premier League anymore. It's not the type of way that you should be playing if you want to be successful. That's the type of way that you should be playing if you want to stay in the Championship. You know, they say that if you want to stay with the ability to not go down, but also not go up. It's just a bit of a kind of here, there, everywhere. Proud Australian says, would be interesting if you do WWE content. I'm also addicted to WWE. Yeah, look, I would do it. We all know that it's fake, but in the same sense, it is still a tough sport considering you have to be incredibly fit for WWE, but I'd rather vlog it rather than live stream it. I couldn't live stream it because I'm aware of the situation, but if I was at the event, the atmosphere would be quality. Yeah, I'd like the atmosphere. 32 minutes in here, and it's Manchester City at 1-0. Phil Foden with a fantastic strike. Far North Queensland Outdoor Adventures this morning, bro. Morning, champion. Well, you're up early, 5:30 over there in North Queensland. And for the football. Mate. Are you working today, mate? Or unless you've woken up early for Manchester City versus Burnley. 33 minutes into the game here. City have just been a better team. It's just simple as that, really. The City have just been a better team. It's been really simple at the moment. Really simple. Out to the left. Just holding the ball nicely. Actually, where are Burnley at the moment? I'll have a look. So right now, Burnley are in 11th place. That's right. If they win this game, if they were to win this game, they would jump above Arsenal into the top 10, which isn't going to happen. They're not going to win this game. And with right now, it says they're both on 40 points. So if they even draw this game, which isn't entirely out of the question, but hold on. David Silva, no, that's going to go straight to the goalkeeper. If Burnley were to manage anything from this game besides a loss, they would dead set be looking at going into the top 10, which is outrageous to push over Arsenal. Fast North Queensland Outdoor Adventure says, heading to work, just drove up to Cairns at the airport now, ready to head to work. Nice, bro, nice. Well, have a good day, champ. Oh, you're about to get on the plane, aren't you? You're about to get on the plane. By the way, guys, if you hit the thumbs up button, go and smack that thumbs up button. Cal Thompson says, August return for Super League. Can't wait for up the Rhinos. Oh, nice, man. Nice. What is there like? Is it 100% in certain? Because we have a few sports here in Australia that are looking a little bit uncertain right now. You know, we don't know whether We don't know if the AFL is going to continue at this point, and that will affect the NRL. The NRL is going to continue, but it's just, here we go. Bernardo Silva finds his way down the back. He's going to get... It's a bit locked up right now. Got a chance here. Sergio. Oh, okay. Sergio. No, okay. So Fox says, definitely need to do State of Origin next time I'm over. Amazing games. Oh, to tell you what, State of Origin, going to Suncorp. Look, ANZ's great, but Suncorp is next level. Suncorp is next level. Suncorp is just a different kind of stadium to ANZ. Even if you're a New South Wales fan, I can guarantee you right now, you will enjoy being at Suncorp more than you'll enjoy being at ANZ Stadium. Simply because the stadium is more compact. Look, the atmosphere is just simply better. It is. And I know I'm a Queensland fan, but I go everywhere, man. And I know what atmospheres are best and what's not. 80,000 people at ANZ is great, but the stadium doesn't have the same noise. It just doesn't have the same noise as Suncorp Stadium does when Queensland win the game. If you want proof of that, go and look at my 3 State of Origin vlogs. You know, we'd lost the series. Queensland had lost the series going into Game 3 at Suncorp, and yet the atmosphere was just nuts. It was intense. We ended up winning the 3rd game, but it was just absolutely nuts. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Go on having a look at that because I tell you what, raucous. 36 minutes in here. Phil Foden's strike, the only thing separating the two. Kicking the ball around the midfield right now. Nothing really going on. This will, hold on, I'm going to actually have a look. What this actually does to the top end of the table. Can you imagine if they did lose to if Liverpool did end up losing to Crystal Palace, can you imagine the scenes? Can you imagine the actual scenes? Like that would then people be like, okay, here we go. Like City coming back. We're not going to come back. And you'll hear this on the podcast, guys, on Wednesday. I still genuinely call out and say that that City will lose the title by about 12 points, 13 points. Right now, it's like 23, 22. But I honestly think that Liverpool will lose a couple of games to finish off the season. My computer's frozen right now. I hope you guys can still see me. Oh my God. Callum Thompson says that RFL are having a meeting this week to finalise the start date in August. The first game will be the Rhinos versus Catalans. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, that'd be cool. Can't wait to see what happens there. Finals Queensland. I've never actually watched a full-on Super League game, man. I've honestly never watched a live Super League game, so that'd definitely be something that I'd be interested in doing at some point. Obviously, the good teams. I'm not really going to wake up in the morning to watch two of the bad teams in the Super League, but the good teams and the good matches, I'll check out to see kind of. Like I've seen highlights. I've always seen highlights. I do stay up to date with how the Super League is going. I just never watched a actual full Super League game because look, I'll get up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning for Manchester City in football, but I won't be getting up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning for rando Super League games. Or now anyway. Finally, Queensland Outdoor Adventures says Suncorp was good. I preferred MCG in 2018. Brother, you haven't been in many Origin games, have you? Like, that's not an insult, but you haven't been in many Origin games, have you? Because that atmosphere in the MCG is shit. Every single time I'm there. Every single time I'm there. The atmosphere in the MCG is shocking. Like, there's a lot of people that go to the game, but the atmosphere is shocking at the MCG. I'm not too sure where... look, maybe because you guys won, I guess. You might think that, but... Nah, I'm not a fan of the MCG in regards to atmosphere, unless it's AFL. AFL, yeah, it's crazy, but I'm not a fan of the old MCG for Origin at all. 39 minutes in here, Man City just plugging away. We're just plugging away. I haven't been nervous 1 second here from Burnley. Not been nervous for 1 second. The whole game has just been all City. I can't even remember Burnley having the ball. And, oh my God, it's a shot. Let's go straight to the keeper. Straight to the keeper. Final Queensland mention says, I've been to 3 Origin games, 2 at Suncorp and 1 at the MCG. I see everything been today, said, yeah. Yeah, interesting, man. Interesting, because you're the only person I've ever seen that's actually enjoyed the MCG. Like, again, it's a great stadium, but it's a great stadium for for AFL. It's a great stadium for AFL, not necessarily a great stadium for the old rugby league. Rugby league. Good play there down the right wing here. And they're going to go out, cross it out to the left wing. Phil Foden. Foden's playing a little bit more of a left mid today rather than a centre mid. He's playing more of a left mid. I don't really like Phil Foden. Actually, guys, let me know in the comment section right now. Do you guys like Phil Foden as an up and comer? Like, I think he's a fantastic up and comer. And yes, you can't say he's not a fantastic up and comer, to be completely honest with you. But I want to see what your actual thoughts are on Phil Foden. Actually, Caleb, you're English. You see Phil Foden being a staple point of the English team for a few years to come? I definitely do. Caleb Thompson says, watch the Rhinos. We have gone through a rebuild over the last 4 years, and it looks like we're back where we should be in the top 5 before the suspension. We were 3rd. So do you think you guys have a genuine chance of taking out the competition? I saw that overnight James Graham officially has gone back to St. Helens, which is pretty big. James Graham goes back to St. Helens. All right. Nearly at half time here, still 1-0 Man City. Passion says, mate, you know Jas, right? I do know Jas. He has been on a live stream before when we did the Bulldogs game last week. Bulldogs versus, I can't remember, Bulldogs versus Roosters he was on. He had a good time, but his team didn't have a good time, put it that way. Burnley with the ball out the left. This is the first time I've seen them with the ball in a long time. Honestly, this is the first time I've seen them with at least a little bit of possession in a long time. Like, that was just pointless. Like, that's just pointless. It was just some of the attacks are just pointless from these bottom-ended teams. Burnley aren't a bad team either. Like, they're basically top 10. They're basically top 10. They're equal on points with the top 10. They're equal on points with Arsenal, who are top 10. So it's like, people think of Burnley as a team that aren't exactly great, but they kind of are. FNQ at No Intervention says, I think the 88,000 crowd we had at the MCG was different than the 55,000 people. It was different, not so squishy. He says, yeah, but the 88,000 people, the atmosphere isn't the same. The atmosphere isn't the same. Yes, the stands are a lot more squishy at Suncorp Stadium. And I guess ANZ stands are a little bit more open too. But that's what makes Suncorp Stadium, because it's so tense, it's so close together, it's so compact. And that's what makes Suncorp Stadium so fantastic, in my opinion. Here we go. That was an absolutely fantastic cross. To Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez. Goal from Riyad Mahrez. Boom! What a goal from Riyad Mahrez. Now we get to see all the Algerians commenting on every single bloody post from Manchester City for the next 3 years saying, if Mahrez isn't playing, then you guys are idiots. Goal, Riyad Mahrez. Easy. This is an easy win, guys. 2-0. 2-0 early days. 42.5 minutes in. Riyad Mahrez gets an absolute pearl of a ball out there. Who is it? Is it David Silva? Who's the ball from? Ooh, yeah, he's onside. Cal Thompson says, yeah, definitely bro. Foden definitely has a big future in England. Oh, incredible player, mate. Riyad Mahrez, nice little step inside. He got the ball from. I didn't even get to see who actually passed that ball just then. It's too far away to see. I want to know who assisted that ball. Because that was a great ball. That was an absolutely phenomenal ball just then. But Mahrez, he had a lot of work to do. Mahrez had a lot of work to do there and puts it in the back of the net. Let me see if I can see who did. Like, I would assume that it would have been Fernandinho, who is playing as our centre back today. I would assume it was Fernandinho, but I just couldn't really see because it was when they showed it. It was quite far back. It reminded me very David Silva-esque against United back in the 6-1 day. When we won 6-1 against United. Prashant says, oh, you were on a stream with them, I missed it, dang. Yeah, I was on a stream with Jas, he's a good bloke. Good bloke. He'll be on another stream sometime soon. Prashant says, mate, in your opinion, Suncorp's the best stadium in Oz, right? It is. For the sport that it holds, AFL MCG is the best sport, the stadium in Australia. One of the best in the world. But that's for AFL. And other sports, I guess, but it depends on the fans. If there was actually genuinely football fans there for the Man City versus Real Madrid game, if there was actually fans there who genuinely cared about football and not about making paper aeroplanes out of their tickets, the MCG would be unreal for atmosphere for football. Oh my, we're going to score again here. We're going to score. Oh my gosh, could be a penalty. That could be a penalty. No, they're not going to call penalty. Jeez, we could call penalty. Our final Queensland National Adventure says, I plan to go to Sydney for Origin one day. That way I can see the difference rather than just having opinions on two stadiums. Yeah, look, it's obviously, that's what you want to see. But I'm just telling you, Sydney's great. I think Sydney's fine, but it's not Suncorp. It's not Suncorp, put it that way. It's just not Suncorp. And I guess that's pretty obvious. It's not Suncorp, it's in Sydney. But I think Sydney's not exactly the most ideal compared to, say, the MCG and packed out stadium or Suncorp Stadium and packed out stadium. Sergio Aguero, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why he's out and injured. It didn't really seem like there was anything bad in that tackle. It's definitely not a penalty. It's definitely he got the ball clearly. But Sergio must have just fallen down wrong, I guess. I don't know. Maybe awkwardly? An awkward fall down of some sort? I don't know. VAR, they're checking VAR. No. He clearly gets the ball. I don't know why they're checking the VAR. No, checking. At least they're checking it, I guess. At least they're checking it, but there's no foul. Oh, maybe. Oh, don't start me on this clear and obvious error. Don't start me on the clear and obvious error that they say. Like clear and obvious error, we've seen a lot of the time they give away stuff that wasn't a clear and obvious error. But I don't think there's a pen. He does come in contact with his ankle though. I don't think it's a pen though. I think it's a penalty. I think they're about to call penalty here. I think he's about to call penalty. Yeah, he is. They call him penalty. You did see that his foot did hit the ankle. You did see that the foot did come in contact with the ankle, but I thought it might have touched the ball first. But that's actually a big call. Yeah, fair enough, really. But it's not. That's the thing. It's not a clear and obvious error, which is what the rule is meant to be for VAR. It's meant to be a clear and obvious error. That wasn't a clear and obvious error, but Sergio Aguero's come off right now. I think he can still continue playing, but it's not. It wasn't a clear. Power change is not a pen at all, in my opinion. No, I disagree. It was a penalty, but it wasn't a clear and obvious error. It was a penalty, but it wasn't clear and obvious. So VAR really shouldn't have been getting involved there. Here we go. Let's slot the third one. Riyad Mahrez, goal. It's going to be 3-0 at half time. It's 3-0 at half time. Man City cruising to victory here. If you look at it in slow motion, guys, and this is the thing, if you look at it in slow motion, you can clearly see that the foot does come in contact with Sergio's ankle, and it does constitute a penalty. It is a foul, but the VAR is only meant to come into play. The VAR is only meant to come into play when it's a clear and obvious error by the referee, and that isn't a clear and obvious error by the referee. Captain says, in the future I want us to go see my NRL team Parramatta and definitely Origin. Geez, some Parramatta fans nowadays. Gee whiz. So many Parramatta fans nowadays. I've never seen so many Parramatta fans in my life, and that's not an insult at you here, Caleb, but, you know, Parramatta, I remember about 5-6 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I would be struggling very hard to find a Parramatta fan, and this is what annoys me about sport. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, there is no way someone could come and tell me that Parramatta fans, there's this many Parramatta fans. It's actually out of control. And I know that's going to happen when the Titans eventually become good. But, you know, and that's going to piss me right off. That's going to piss me right off considering our history. But it just really sucks. It really sucks seeing that these people, and not necessarily you, I'm not saying you, but it really sucks seeing so many Parramatta fans come out of the woodwork as if they've been here since day dot. And it's just like, dude, 4 years ago, I can't remember seeing a single bloke Parramatta fan, really. Proud Australian says, speaking of VAR, do you like the VAR, mate? No. I think it's the best option. I think it's definitely needed. It's necessary, but it's used the wrong way. I think it's used completely the wrong way. Miles Gowan says, hey, ladies. Hello, Miles. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Oh, my God, might score 4-0 here. Might be 4-0 here. No, just too hard. Just 2 over the top, and it's going to be half time. Unless are they going to call half time? So Gabriel Jesus did come on for Aguero, by the way. Actually, they did actually so that obviously shows that his foot did go into his ankle because otherwise Gabriel Jesus wouldn't have come on for Sergio. And obviously Sergio normally would be taking that penalty. Not that he's the most fantastic penalty taker, but Riyad Mahrez on a brace already. Riyad Mahrez has probably been our best today. Riyad Mahrez has probably been our best. Scored 2 goals. Obviously one was a penalty. But it's just his space has been really good. The way he's opened up his game has been really good. Crown Australians is probably going to end up 6-0. Yeah, more than likely, man. Something like 5. I don't know, 5-0. I can't see them scoring a goal at this point. I haven't even seen Burnley with the ball really at all. There was 2 minutes added on, and right now, yeah, okay, there we go. I was going to say. All right, so it's going to be half time. It's going to be 3-0 to Manchester City over Burnley. 2 fantastic goals. One was a penalty that was. Look, it wasn't a penalty clear as day, and then the video ref, the VAR, came and had a look at it and said that it was a penalty. And look, it was a penalty, but I don't believe it should have been given as a penalty. And that's a really mad thing to say. But the VAR is meant to be used for clear and obvious lapses of judgment, basically, in regards to the referee. The VAR is meant to be there to fix a obvious mistake from the referee. Maybe something like if a goal goes in the back of the net and technology isn't working, maybe. I don't know if we'll ever see that. That's Sheffield United game. But VAR is meant to be there for obvious mistakes, and that wasn't an obvious mistake. So I argue it should still be 2-0, but I'll take 3-0. We deserve 3-0. We deserve 4-0 at this point. We just romped this in. We're just walking this in the back of the net right now. Cal Thomas says, I know it's crazy how many people start jumping on the Eels bandwagon and been supporting them for 5 years when they were shot. Yeah, well, look, it's what happens in sport, man. Look, I never knew as many. Actually, sorry. Oh, water. Hold on one second. I'll tell you, 2008, obviously, is when Man City got brought over. Yes, there's been a lot more fans, especially in rando countries like Saudi Arabia or China or just those rando kind of countries, all of Africa. But I've always known there's been a significant supporter group for Manchester City. We just were shit, it's different. We've got a lot larger of a fan base now worldwide, but in the same sense, and people have seriously jumped on the bandwagon, obviously. That's one of those fantastic teams. But we've always had a pretty successful supporter group, especially at the days of Main Road. We still have the largest crowd attendance ever in English football. I think it was actually against Stoke, as we were talking about Stoke before. So yeah, I hate it. I hate when fans jump on the bandwagon. But in the same sense, it's what happens. It's what happens when you have and you know what? I don't hate the people jump on the bandwagon. I hate that they claim to be like me. I hate that when the Titans get good, and this is actually for you here, Corey, as well. Finals Queensland After Adventures is a Titans fan. He says he's off, brother. Have a good morning. Cheers, brother. You have a good flight, my dude. Stay safe. But this is him as well. Corey's a Titans fan, and look, I hate the fact that I'm going to be either called. Well, I don't care about being called bandwagon because I'm used to it. Cool. You call me bandwagon or city, all you like. Fantastic. English people. England. This is not necessarily you, Caleb, but English don't usually. They're not exactly the most welcoming of a nation in regards to sport. If you're not English, then basically you're not allowed to support English football. And I'm telling you that from experience, it's mad. It's mad how serious that ideology really is. If you're a City fan from Australia, you're not allowed to be a City fan from Australia, basically. Or if you're a United fan, you're automatically a bandwagoner. And even though I've been a City fan all my life, and even though there are United fans in Australia who've been United fans all their life, United's a little bit of a different story because they were successful all this time. Liverpool were successful all this time. Chelsea were successful for the last 20, 30 years, 25 years, I guess. 25 years, I think now, maybe 25, 30. Well, I think late 90s they started becoming successful. I was too young back then. With Chelsea. But then the reason the long-winded way of getting here is that people are going to say, oh, yeah, I was there. No, I was there when we were shit. Yeah, no, I was there. And it's just like, I hate you with every bone, every ounce of my body. I hate you because I actually know what it was like when we were shit. I was there, and it's not something to be proud of if you weren't there. you know, losing 8-1 to Middlesbrough is not great. Losing 3-1 to Derby is not something to be proud of. You know, going and losing to teams like Ipswich was not fun, and constantly being beat by United. But the people nowadays who weren't experiencing it, they're like they talk as if, okay, you know, that's they're kind of somewhat proud of it. You know, they're proud of history. I'm proud of the history because I know how shit we were. I know what we went through, and I'm happy that we're now at the stage that we are now. But I hate when people talk about, for example, Manchester City's history pre-2008, when we're losing games to absolute diabolical teams because we were diabolical too. And then you got people there sitting there like saying, you know what, well, you know, I was there when we were shit. Just like, well, you weren't there when we were shit. You only came after, buddy, either Yaya Toure scored the winning goal versus Stoke in the final, or after Sergio kicked the, not even after Sergio, after the 6-1 really. They probably started thinking after the 6-1, okay, this team's going to be pretty damn well good against United at Old Trafford. Because I know people still didn't really take too much notice until after we won that FA Cup final, with Yaya Toure kicking the winner. Even when we beat United, I think it was 2-0. Was it 2-0 or 1-0? It was 2. I think it might have been 1-0 in the semi-final, leading up to that FA Cup Stoke City final. No one really took notice until we actually had already won something. And then that's when I started seeing people being like, oh, yeah, I'm a Man City fan. I've always been a Man City fan. And that's what makes it hard for us. Yeah, he's definitely on side there. They were looking at offside before, but no, he was clearly on side by Mahrez. And Fernandinho was the guy who passed the ball there. That was a really nice assist from Fernandinho. Gets the ball to Mahrez, and he comes in, and see you later. Good night, Irene. That was our second goal. That was a beautiful goal. That's probably the goal of the match so far. But Fernandinho, that's an unreal pass. That is an unreal pass from the centre half. Wow. Fernandinho is obviously not even usually a centre back. He's usually and centre back's a very utilised term in regards to FIFA, but I say centre back quite frequently because that's how a lot of people understand the game. So that's why I say centre back. That's usually a FIFA term, really. It's more like a centre half. But look, Mahrez has been good in that game. I think he's been probably the best. I'm actually going to go make myself a coffee, guys. I'm going to make myself a coffee while we're waiting here at half time. Oh my god, I didn't realise. You guys should have told me that the score line was underneath the social media. I didn't notice. Oh, that's bad. That's been like that the whole first half. So people have been coming in here and they're like, what's that? Can we see the score, please? I'm going to fix that and then I'm going to make myself a coffee. Yeah. Look, this VAR decision is... you can disagree with it. You can disagree with it. I'm not going to disagree with it because obviously we deserved another goal, but I disagree with the awarding of it. I disagree. If the ref had called a penalty on the spot, then yeah, that's a penalty. It's a pen. But I don't agree with the call being made with the VAR because it wasn't clear and obvious here. Let me move it. Oh no, I have to interact with it. Hold on. I'm just moving the score line here. Hold on. I'm going to do this. There we go. That's better. That's better. So there's the score line. I'm still going to move a little bit to make it look a little bit better. There we go. That's perfect. Alright, that's all sorted. Caleb Thompson says, it happens for the Rhinos. Like, nobody wanted to know when Leeds were getting beat to Huddersfield in London and getting battered by Wigan, but once we start doing well, everyone comes back. It's like the Titans, mate. It's like the Titans, mate. They don't want to know. They don't even want to look in the Titans' direction. They're just like, oh no, the Titans are going to be. They're not even going to be in competition. They're not even going to be in the competition in 5 years' time. And in 5 years' time, they're going to be like, oh yeah, go the Titans. Woohoo! Proud Sharon says, mate, I just followed you on Instagram. Awesome, champion. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They're talking about the penalty here. Look, it's a penalty, but I just don't. I just don't agree. He does come in contact with Sergio Aguero's right ankle first. I just don't agree that it's a clear and obvious error, and that's what VAR is for. And they're talking about it now. That's right. He missed his first penalty in Anfield. Yeah, bit of a different story though. Playing against Liverpool at Anfield and playing against Burnley at the Etihad with no fans there. But But yeah, let's try and hit 20 likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Obviously, a bit of a low stream because obviously most of our fans, most of our subscribers are Australian, and it's literally 6 a.m. in Australia right now. So everyone's still waking up, and majority of my subscribers are NRL fans or AFL fans, and that's why we're trying to grow our Premier League, because I really want to do a lot more football live streams for Champions League and Premier League and stuff like that. So I really want to get into more of them. But yeah, obviously we don't really have too many besides Caleb over there in England right now, who's got a good time zone. It's like 9 o'clock or whatever over there for him. Oh, it could be like 8:45. No, it would be 9 o'clock. Yeah. But we're just waiting for the second half to come out here, guys. I may go make myself a coffee while we're waiting. I will go make myself a coffee while we're waiting. I'll be back I'll still be there. I'll still be up there. If I can see your comments, I'll come back down and read your comments as well. Let me help. I'm going Let me know. I want to see in the comment section right now, guys. I want to see in the comment section, what is your scoreline prediction? What is your scoreline prediction? It's currently 3-0 at half time, so I don't want to see any 10-0ers. I don't want to see any 10-0ers. I just want to see what your scoreline predictions are. Caleb Thompson says, it happened for 4 years straight, you just need to get behind a team and stick to them. Well, yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, it's been 10 years straight for bloody Gold Coast Titans, mate. It's been 10 years straight for bloody Gold Coast Titans now. And tell you what, look, eventually I'll look back at these days and be like, you know what, I'm proud. I'm proud of the old Gold Coast Titans. You know, we got through this shit and look at us go now. But I don't like it now. I'm not having a good time now. Put it that way. I'm not having a good time playing there right now. Alright. Look at these comments. Your comments, Carl Thompson says 4-1. You think Burnley's going to score, mate? You think Burnley's going to score? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if Burnley's going to score. I don't know if Burnley's going to score, mate. I would say something like, look, I'd say maybe Man City. I'm going to say 5-0. I'll say 5-0. I think we'll score 2 more. I don't think it'll be outrageous. I don't think Burnley are really playing for anything this year. They know they've lost this game. They're not going to score, in my opinion. I think that we are just going to kind of romp it in, just 5-0. I think it's simple as that, really. Brad Jones says tea over coffee, mate. TLA. Yeah, but I've got to... See, I'll tell you what I'm going to do today. So I need a coffee. I'm going to be very busy today. I need a coffee. Yo. Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to bring the kettle to you. Alright guys, I'm going to sit down in 2 seconds. I'm going to take this inside. Hold on. Yeah, you want tea? There you go, tea. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this! We're back. Okay, so yeah, what I'm doing today, right? So I've got to do the NRL fan reactions right after this. I've got to write down what I'm going to be doing for the NRL fan reactions. Pump that out, as in, so finish live streaming this, and after the second half finishes, pump out the NRL fan reactions, which is, if you don't know what that is, basically me pretending to be each supporter group and just going and reacting to the games that just were. So there's that. Then right up, I've got to film that. I've got to prepare it, I've got to film it, I've got to edit it, and then I've got to upload it. And then I've got to edit the extra parts from the Etihad podcast last night, the tips for this week's NRL, AFL, and Super Rugby. put that into 3 individual videos for itself, and then chuck them on the In the Sheds Podcast YouTube channel for you guys to watch. And not this channel, the In the Sheds Podcast YouTube channel for you guys to watch. That's 3 videos there. Probably take about, there's 30 minutes of content across 3 different videos there. So that'll probably take about an hour, hour and a half to actually edit itself. And then I've actually got to edit the actual podcast itself as well. Got to edit the actual podcast, which is quite a long one. It's quite a long one. It'll probably end up being about an hour and 17 minutes for you guys, but there's probably about an hour and 45 minutes worth of actual content. So it'll probably take me a good 3 hours, 4 hours to edit that. So it's pretty busy days. So I need my coffee today. I need my coffee today. I do have tomorrow to help me edit as well, but tomorrow we're going to be... second half is starting, by the way, guys. Second half is back out and ready to go. We're cracking on. Cracking on here. Proud Australian, what's your tip for the rest of this game? We've got Caleb Thompson saying 4-1. 4-1 to Manchester City. I'm saying 5-0. What are you saying, Proud Australian? What are you saying? I'm saying 5-0. I reckon we'll score a couple more here. Who do I think will score? Look, I'll give one to Gabriel Jesus. We've got Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. I just don't think you understand. Great play. Great song. Cal Thompson says, meanwhile, I'll probably be asleep for most of the day. Yeah, you're not wrong. And I was on 4.5 hours sleep because I had to record the podcast last night too. So that's why I definitely need coffee. I need a coffee, mate. I need a coffee, mate. Oh, okay, that's going to be a goal kick to Burnley. So anyway, I just ranted and raved about bloody Manchester City not Manchester City, about fans and just fake fans who, look, it's cool, be a fake fan, but just don't pretend to be a me fake fan. Don't pretend to be I was there since we were shit fake fan. If you're a glory hunter or a bandwagon, then you're a glory hunter bandwagon. Just live it up. Just say, yeah, look, man, I started supporting them when they got good. I started supporting them because I didn't know any football teams, and then I started watching football, and there you go. Then they became good, and I started following them because that was the only team that I could think of, and that was the only team that I was watching. That was the only team that was good. I don't want to watch shit football. That's fair enough. That's a bandwagoner, but that's a good kind of bandwagoner because they're coming, they're watching the sport for the first time in their life. They're watching a team that's good. Of course they're going to be like, okay, I'd prefer to watch Manchester City right now. Oh my God, that was such a bullshit dive from Rodrigo. Come on, dude. Dude, get up, mate. Get up. That's embarrassing. That should be a yellow card for diving. And I'm a City fan. That should be a yellow card for diving. That was terrible. That was dead set terrible just then. 47 minutes in here. Second half has just started. It is 3-0 currently to Manchester City. So like I was saying, guys, be a bandwagoner, but don't be a bandwagoner who says that you were there since you were shit. Just accept the fact that you are a bandwagoner for the point where you started supporting them, but give your actual reasoning. I don't care if you started supporting the Titans, buddy, when they started getting good. I just don't want you to say that you were there when I was drumming with 300 people in the crowd. You know what I mean? Here we go. Zinchenko! Oh! Close, but close. Zinchenko whips in. I actually think that might have gone in if it wasn't touched. I think that would have gone in if it wasn't touched by, I don't know if it was Gabriel Jesus romping in. It was David Silva, actually. It actually could have ended up being a goal. He didn't actually do anything wrong there, David Silva. He was just in the way, and then the ball bounced off him and went out for a goal kick. But there was dead set an opportunity then. For the old Manchester City to go up 4-0. And the ball could have gone anywhere off David Silva too. "48 minutes in here." Caleb, do you know how long they're wearing these Black Lives Matter shirts for? Do you know if that's for the rest of the season or just for this game week? Because this is still classified as game week 30. So I guess tomorrow we'll see. But do you know if they're meant to be wearing this for a lot longer than now, or? Because I love it. It's a great initiative, but in the same sense, look, one week is enough to politicise the game. Love the social media and the fact that they'd be pushing it for the rest of the season, but I just think that politicising the game in regards to the back of the shirts for every single game for the rest of the season would be a bit far. But I love it for this round, this week. But past this week, I'm not too sure about it. If they did it, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I just think that it'd be politicising the game for a bit longer than it needs to be politicised. Like, it needs to be politicised. It needs to have this aspect included right now with everything that's going on. That was a brilliant ball. It's not going to work out, but it was a brilliant ball. I think it needed to be politicised, but just not as long as it would if it's longer than this week. It should be just this week, because it's definitely made its point, the Black Lives Matter movement on the back of the shirts. Alright, it's just comfortable right now. It's just real comfortable. I haven't literally been nervous at any single second. Not even a single second of this game have I been even worried for the slightest. Cabs said, I've no clue, mate, just might have to see what they do. Yeah, fair enough, man. It really will come down to tomorrow if we see them wearing it, to be honest. If we see them still wearing it on the back. Which wouldn't surprise me necessarily. I just think it would be a bit long. By the way, oh no, I won't tell you. I won't hype it up just yet because I'm still a while away from Australia, so I'm still not in Australia for a few months, so I won't hype anything up just yet. Okay, here we go. Man City just playing the ball around the box right now. Oh my god, that's actually nice. Oh my god, that's going to be nice. Have a shot, and that's going to be out for a corner. Out for a corner. By the way, guys, I will tell you something quite funny. So every time Man City go up 6-0, I always want them to concede, only at 6-0, I always want them to concede the one goal just to remind me of that day of 6-1. Just to remind the day of 6-1. Joseph United fans, oh, that was a brilliant ball. Brilliant ball, goal, thank you. 4-0. David Silva with the goal. Brilliant ball through. Woo! That was a brilliant ball through. Our set pieces tonight have been fantastic. I'm telling you, the set pieces tonight have been unreal, especially from corners. Phil Foden, what a game. He's actually nearly been our man of the match as well, really. He's nearly been our man of the match as well, to be honest. Phil Foden's had a great game. Firstly, his goal was incredible to start us off. That pass just then was incredible. Look, it's hard to... It depends on how this second half goes between Riyad Mahrez and Phil Foden. Right at this very moment, I'm giving it to Phil Foden. He had a cracker goal, and now he's obviously got not an assist, but the assist, the pass to the assist. I think that Foden's had a fantastic game, and we're currently up 4-0. Let's go. Stuart Fogg says, easy doing a Broncos fan, just sit there crying. Yeah, mate, you're not wrong. Cooper Jamison says, how are you watching the Premier League? So I'm in Fiji right now, bro. So I know in Australia, people, it's not easy to watch. You have to have Optus. But I'm currently watching it through a dedicated Premier League channel here in Fiji. So we have a channel that's literally dedicated to Premier League. So all Premier League games are shown live. It's part of the subscription with Sky. It's basically like a Foxtel over here in Fiji. So it's really good. Yeah, it's perfect. We have a whole channel that's dedicated to it, and every single game is played live, which is awesome. Who do you support, Cooper Jamison? Who do you support? 52.5 minutes into the game here, and we are up 4-0. Burnley need a doctor right now. They need a doctor. They're not having a good time. I just mixed a bit two songs in one just then. Bloody DJ Blaze here. Bloody mixing it up. May as well become a mixer streamer. We're just playing, man. So comfortable. So relaxed right now. Going out to the left. We actually dead set could win this by a shit ton. That was lazy by Zinchenko, and that proves everything about this game right now. That was lazy. That was real lazy. He passed it straight to the Burnley player. And that was lazy from Burnley, so they're also a bit lazy right now. Oh, Zinchenko, wow. Zinchenko's been pretty odd in the last few moments. King James says Arsenal, but they're not doing so well at the moment. To say the least, my dude. We do talk very heavily about Arsenal on the English Chance podcast tomorrow. We speak quite... Oh, my God. Fernandinho, brother. That was offside, thank God. But Fernandinho, lucky he was offside. It was nearly a Jolion Lescott moment there. But Arsenal, yeah, we speak quite heavily tomorrow on the podcast about them, my dude. I would love to see them do well, but they're not doing well. And it's a scary prospect right now. It's a scary prospect right now for Arsenal. because they may lose their strikers. They may lose Lacazette and Aubameyang in the transfer window because, to be honest, man, they have no European football next year. Arsenal just lost to Brighton. They got pumped by Manchester City, and they're not looking good right now. They're not looking great. They just lost to Brighton. I'm sorry. And yes, relegation obviously does bring out the best in your team to make sure that you stay on the money you're on, and the club stays in the Premier League, and you're still on the world stage, because Championship isn't necessarily the world stage. So to stay in the Premier League, it brings out the best, and that's why Brighton, obviously, they want to avoid. They're not out of the relegation battle yet, but it was a big win in regards to getting out of the relegation battle. And Arsenal losing to them should not be happening, considering they're trying so desperately to get into Europe. But with that loss to Brighton, I can't see them making Europe. I really just can't. I can't see it. Love to see it, can't see it. They do play, I think they played Watford. I think they played Watford on the final day, which could be something to look out for. They might score a few goals there, but in the same sense, Watford are also playing to get out of the relegation battle right now. Watford are around that little battle area, and I'm not too sure about the old Arsenal going towards the end of the season. I wonder where Aubameyang would go there. Would he go to France? Would he go to France, you reckon? Or do you reckon he'd go to a team in the Bundesliga? Or where do you guys reckon Aubameyang would go? Because I'm not too sure of what teams really need a striker at the moment. He's obviously a paced player. He's a fast player. You've got to love him. But Callum Thompson's just who do you think will stay up? So, firstly, I hope you subscribe to the English Heads Podcast YouTube channel, because we did do our relegation predictions last week on the podcast, and we had a clip that went out saying who will be relegated, and that would obviously tell you who I think will stay up. My relegation teams right now is Norwich, obviously. Norwich just aren't great, my dude. Norwich are going down last. We actually got a lot of hate on that clip as well from Norwich fans. We got like 4 dislikes or whatever. Well, it's a small channel, so 4 dislikes is a lot of dislikes on that channel. And then we had like 6 likes or whatever. Because we've got 144 subscribers. We're going to try and get 200 by the end of this weekend. But we all put Norwich at the bottom, and which is fair. Norwich are going to come last. AFL's 2K19 says hi. Hello, champion. Good to see you. Early days over there early over there for you in Australia right now. But yeah, Norwich last. Then I think I had a Watford. Yeah, I think I had Watford 19. We beat them 8-0. Yes, they beat Liverpool 3-0, but they're also a diabolical team at the moment. So I'm taking Watford to come in 19th place, and then I think I had who did I have? I had Aston Villa coming in 18th. So Bournemouth, I personally believe, are good enough of a team to get out of the drop. I don't think they're a fantastic team whatsoever, but I would really be disappointed to see them go down, considering that I like watching them play. They're a positive playing team rather than a defensive playing team, and I would have loved to see Norwich do a bit more this year. They started off pretty well. Pookie. They started off pretty well, Pookie, but they fell apart. Yeah, they fell apart, the old Norwich. I think their defence obviously just capitulated, and they even beat Manchester City. That's what's crazy. I've got 2 teams in the relegation zone who are going to get relegated, and there's 2 teams there that have beaten both Manchester City and Liverpool. Like, Watford beat Liverpool 3-0. Yes, City beat them 8-0, but Watford beat Liverpool 3-0 as their only loss this season. And then you've got City, who lost 3-2 to Norwich. Like, it's just madness. It's just madness, and especially how bad Norwich are this year. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I really cannot believe it. 58 minutes into the game here, 4-0 to City. We still generally may win this game 5-6-0. Bit of a shootout, really. I think Zinchenko's been fine, but he's been a bit lazy at times. We've had 73% possession in the second half. Phil Foden's been my man of the match so far. Riyad Mahrez very close behind. If not man of the match too, those 2 players are definitely the only 2 players that I'll be talking about. Well, everyone's had a good game, but the standouts. Everyone's had a good game, but the 2 standouts is Riyad Mahrez and Phil Foden. That's a great ball from Mahrez. Oh, man. They're fighting for it. Mahrez and Foden are both fighting for that man of the match right now. Mahrez definitely has had a good game. What are you doing? 60th minute here. Wow, Burnley are going to take off a striker and they're going to bring on a left back here. They're going to take off a striker and bring on a left back here. They're trying to stop the flow of goals here. They're trying to stop the flow of goals here, which is strange. They're down 4-0. Like, why? Why? Why would you do that? Why are you bringing on a left back here? Like, you're already down 4-0. What's the left back really going to do? What's the left back really going to do for a striker swap? What is swapping a striker for a left back going to do? Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what's scary here? You know what's scary? Is that we're up 4-0 and our subs right now, we're about to bring on Kevin De Bruyne. Wow, we were. We're about to bring on Kevin De Bruyne as a sub. Riyad Mahrez comes off. Fantastic game from Riyad Mahrez. Fantastic game from Riyad Mahrez. Really got to give it to him. You really got to give it to him. Obviously, he scored a penalty. But his first goal was unreal. The pass from Fernandinho to get to Riyad Mahrez was great. Riyad Mahrez had a lot of work to do. Left, right, good night. And then he slotted the penalty. Obviously, he's also made quite a bit of space in this game so far. And yeah, real good game from Riyad Mahrez. I'd argue that he's definitely up there for man of the match, if not man of the match. Kevin De Bruyne will come on for him, and Laporte will come on for Fernandinho, which Fernandinho's had a good game too. I haven't seen anything done wrong, except for that nearly Jolion Lescott moment, but the Burnley player was offside. So I think both players have been good. Obviously, Fernandinho just did his job really, but Laporte coming on and Kevin De Bruyne coming on is just disgusting. Like, it's disgusting, really. It's disgusting how we have the ability to be winning 4-0 in the game and bringing on Kevin De Bruyne. Wow, we were. Crazy stuff. And you know what's crazy is that we can still bring on Sane as well. Burnley here, yeah, good yellow card there. Good yellow card there, Laporte. It would have been a goal to Burnley there if he didn't do that. So good yellow card there. And at least it wasn't a bad tackle. At least he chopped him down, but he knew that was coming. I'm telling you, that Burnley player knew that was coming. He knew that they were going to cut him down there. Especially when he wasn't the last man. If it was the last offender, then he probably wouldn't have expected it. But he wasn't past the last offender yet. So Burnley here, free kick though, just outside the box to the left. Just outside the box. 62 minutes in. And that's the thing that annoys me about as well. Well, it doesn't annoy me. Look, I'm not going to say it annoys me because people might take that the wrong way. But I would love to see the players' names in the back. That was just a stupid kick. I would love to see the players' names in the back because obviously I don't focus too much on Burnley throughout the season. Like, I watch them play very occasionally, but I don't focus too highly on Burnley throughout the season. So I would love to see the players' names so I know who I'm talking about. Kelton says, "Gotta go now, bro. See you, bro." All right, Jamie. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you as always, and see you for the next stream when you're on. Our next stream will be tomorrow, by the way, and there'll also be one Thursday for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, and then Thursday night, obviously the Australian sports start. With we will be doing the Panthers versus Rabbitohs game. Oh, here we go. De Bruyne. That's me goal. Thank you. 5-0. 5-0. Phil Foden man of the match. What? You know what's crazy? Is that Phil Foden has just scored the goal to make it 5-0, which is his second goal of the game, and he's angry at Rodrigo for something. I don't know what he was angry at Rodrigo for something, or what he was angry at Rodrigo, but for some reason he wasn't impressed. Yeah, he's onside for sure. It's definitely a goal. He goes and kicks the goal there, easy goal. But I want to know why Foden here just got randomly angry at Rodrigo. Why did he get? What was wrong with? What was wrong with Rodrigo? You just scored your brace, man. Why were you upset? Why was he upset? But 5-0, easy days. Good night, Irene. Still 27 minutes to go here of the game. Still 27 minutes to go here of the game. I don't actually know why they're complaining right now. I don't know why there's a few complaints here. Hold on. Just checking. Easy win this one. Easy win. 5-0.
Silver linings rather than clouds, though, for Manchester City, who qualified past Burnley here in the league and the FA Cup last season, and have done it again tonight. Minutes into the second half, Burnley have their first corner of the night.
Alright, Burnley with the corner here. Burnley with their corner here.
He's actually dropping quite deep in the midfield, looking to get on it and try and play something forward from there. He's making an near post cross.
And out it goes. There was a corner for Burnley. There's now no more corner for Burnley. Still 25 minutes left of the game here. Foden being taken down. Come on. They're about to make it 6-0. We're about to make it 6-0 here. Yep. Oh my god, he's missed it. Okay, it's not. It's still gonna be 5-0. Misses the kick. My computer's going really slow right now. My computer's going really, really slow. Yeah, it is our second game in, to be fair. I wasn't even really thinking about that. I was genuinely not even really thinking about that. It is our second game in here. We are obviously clearly the better team anyway, but that Burnley's rustiness has really shown off. Really shown off here. They look demoralised. Yeah, but that's because they've just come off a massive break and they're playing Manchester City, who have also already played a game against Arsenal and won 3-0. Like, come on. Like, come on, man. You can't expect to come to the Etihad as a team like Burnley and win straight away after a prolonged break. You just can't expect it. 67 minutes gone here, 5-0 Man City, a long way to go. This game could honestly end up 6-7, 8-0. It honestly could still end up 6-7, 8-0, especially with Kevin De Bruyne coming on just now. He'll open up the space. They do look demoralised. They do look already defeated. Burnley already do look defeated. And De Bruyne here, he's going to pass it. He's going to have a shot himself. Oh my god, he's just missed it. This game could honestly be 10-0 at this point. This game could honestly finish at 10-0 at this right at this very second. It's actually crazy how many shots we're having. I think that would probably be our 20 to 25th shot just there by Kevin De Bruyne for sure. That right there by itself was Kevin. That was probably the 20th to 25th shot of the game. And they've all been... I don't even know if Burnley had a shot. I actually don't think Burnley had a shot in this game. I don't think they've had a shot. Are they substituting their goalkeeper? I don't know who they're substituting right now. Looked like they were substituting the goalkeeper for a second. Oh, okay, no. No, what are we looking at here? I don't really know what we're looking at. Oh, they're just talking about the previous goal. Okay, fair enough. 5-0 right now, Manchester City. Easy days. Guys, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow our Premier League audience. 20 minutes to go here of the game. And Burnley are in dire trouble here. Potential dire trouble to lose this game very significantly. Very, very significantly.
I'm not just the fact as well, Jim, that he got a second goal by doing that tonight, but I think the pass for David Silva's goal that set it all up, I think was lovely as well.
David Silva's goal was really nice. No, the best goal so far tonight was probably the Phil Foden pass to Phil Foden pass was what led to David Silva's goal was incredible. Phil Foden's definitely been our man of the match. Mahrez a close second, but I'd still give it to Phil Foden. He's just been everywhere. He scored 2 goals. He had the pass, 2 assists. Obviously, he didn't get the assist, but he had the pass, 2 assists, which was arguably the most important pass out of all of it there. And yeah, look, Man City going to cruise home here. Phil Foden, man. He just had a drinks break. Excuse me. 70th minute. Phil Foden definitely should be playing the English in the European Championships. They definitely should be. He definitely should be playing for the European Championships. He's been fantastic in this game. Been fantastic. Maybe before maybe beforehand to the break, he wasn't exactly unreal, but Phil Foden's been unreal in this game, and he's definitely been a key initiator of being up 5-0 with 2 goals himself and the pass to assist, and he's just been everywhere, man. Honestly, Phil Foden's just been absolutely everywhere for this team. On down the left.
Said last week as well, they've done an awful lot of games in Manchester City this season when they've outplayed their opposition and still dropped points.
Yeah, that's a good point. Martin Tyler's talking about how we've played a lot of games this season where we've clearly been the better of the teams. We've clearly outclassed our opponent, but yet we've still dropped points, which is arguably what happened with the Norwich 3-2. But it is what it is, and that's why Liverpool are going to win the title this year. I honestly think that if Liverpool were only up by 10 points when this break came around, I honestly still think we could have won the league. But 24 points or whatever it is, 22 points, whatever ridiculous margin it is right now, there's no way of coming back. 71st minute here. Just easy stuff. I did tip 5-0. Half time I did say 5-0. Obviously there's still 20 minutes to go here. At half time I did say 5-0. I think I said 5-1 at the beginning of the stream before the game started. So at least I got the goals pretty much right, even if we score another one here. I've got the goals right. But I think I tipped Burnley to score at least 1 goal. But not going to happen. Leroy Sané's warming up, but we all know Leroy Sané's not going to probably play because he's been talking a bit of shit lately. Leroy Sané's been talking a little bit of smack lately about the old Manchester City, where he's not really getting his opportunity. He's just basically warming the bench. Good player, just don't know if he fits the Premier League style, really. I don't know if he fits the Premier League style. He's a good player. He's not like we're not going to do a Chelsea and say, you're a Chelsea reject, and then have Sané come back to another club like Liverpool or something and be the best player. But if he went to Liverpool might actually use him well. Actually, I think Sané going to Liverpool would be the best thing for him. But there's no way that we would allow that. There's no way we would allow that. 73rd minute here. If we allowed that, I'd flip out because Sané's a fantastic player. He just doesn't fit our system really. We don't need those fast players because we don't play just like bang it up top kind of football. We really pass the ball around and play it nicely. And Leroy Sané isn't that kind of player. City just outside the box here, just tinkering around. And that's a great play there, great ball there. I think it was from Foden again. To be honest. He's been surreal. He's been honestly surreal for Foden. Great player. Going to be a quality player for England for some time to come too. Passing around the back. 5-0 right now if you are just tuning in, guys. 5-0 to Manchester City with 17 minutes left to play. Still a decent amount of time left to play. 17 minutes. And it is 5-0 to Manchester City. Really easy win. Really easy win. There was not one point in this game where Burnley looked even dangerous for a second. Like, look, they're literally outside the box right here, and there's no scare factor. There's no scare factor at all. Stuart Fogg says Sané going to Bayern Munich according to the papers. Yeah, Sané will probably go to Bayern Munich, but they need to pay the right price basically, and they haven't wanted to pay the right price. They've been trying to get him for really cheap when. A bit unfair, really, because we all know he's a cracking player, and he we deserve to get some money for building him up. But Bayern Munich don't want to pay the price for him right now, and I don't think that Sane will. I don't personally think Sane will re-sign. So that's a problem in itself. That Bayern might eventually actually get him on a free. Really, they might get him on a free, which would suck. But that would mean that I think he's contracted for another year. That would mean that Leroy would just be put on. He'd just be put on the bench for a year. And which would potentially ruin his career. So I wouldn't suggest that for Leroy. I reckon, sign a contract and then find the trade to get away. Because Bayern, they're trying to play hardball. They think they have the ball in their court right now, but in reality, I don't think they do. I think we're content with holding on to Sane until we get the right price. We're not going to give him away for cheap, champion. We're not going to be giving away from cheap. He's a great player. Like I said, he's just not fitting our system. Our system is not the fast-paced, buddy, bang it up top, buddy, go for the raucous counter-attack goal. Our counter-attacks are great, but our counter-attacks are great because they're not just bang for buck. They're not just go bang, 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 goal. They're bang, 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 goal. There's a few cheeky little actual serious tactical passes that are involved in our counter-attacks rather than just the typical bang, 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 up top. So, Sane would be the type of player that you would want on a team that loves to just attack, and not really focusing anything on defense, because obviously you don't want to expect him to be back in defense. You want to just basically be expecting him to be flying down those wings, flying down the flanks, and really just stick him at the halfway line and say, every time we have the ball, just run forward. Like, really, that's the kind of player that Sane is. Good player, not our system. Not the type of football that we play. He wouldn't be the style of player that we would play in any system, really, so far. Like, Pellegrini didn't really have that kind of style. His style was a lot more... Pellegrini was a bit more free-flowing, I guess. It was structured, but it was free-flowing in the same sense. And they do work in line. I know a lot of people are like, okay, how can you be structured and free-flowing? It was like that with Pellegrini. He was a bit of a mix of both. Mancini, nah, that was all defense. That was defensive. There's no way Sane would have worked with Mancini's side. When you've got players like Nigel de Jong, this is a nice ball. That was a fantastic ball there from City. Get that ball back on the inside, get the ball back on the inside, or back out. Have a crack yourself. No, okay, just kick the ball straight to a Burnley player. You can do that too if you really want to, but that's not exactly how football's meant to be played. Yeah, back in the days of Jolion Lescott as our centre-half, and we had Nigel de Jong, Vincent Company. Wow, that 2011-12 team was a really hard team. It was a hard nut team. We had Gareth Barry, James Milner. That team back then was just tonk. Eden Dzeko. Woo! Eden Dzeko. I liked Dzeko. I can't believe we got rid of him. I liked Dzeko. Good player. Really good player. A bit lazy at times, but good player. He could definitely get his head onto the ball, and arguably people underrate that goal in 2011-12. People forget that without that goal for Eden Dzeko, the Sergio Aguero moment can't happen. Kevin De Bruyne's going to have to take a shot at himself. Oh my God, that's going to be a nice ball. Oh, it's going to just get done by Burnley's defence. See, I don't really want to go up 6-0, because then I want Burnley to score a goal to make it 6-1, because then that'll remind United fans how shit they were in 2012. So I love every single moment that I can rip into United fans. So if we score 6-0, I nearly want Burnley to score, make it 6-1, just so that our United fans can realise how shit you are. All right. 12 minutes to go here in the game. Still probably going to end 6-0, I reckon. Still probably going to end 6-0, I would say. But shot and saved. Shot and saved from Rodrigo. Very comfortable victory here. Very comfortable victory here. I will let you guys know. I will live stream tomorrow, and I will live stream. I'm pretty much going to be live streaming every day, because the Premier League is different nowadays because of obviously everything that happened. The Premier League system is there's a game tomorrow. There's 2 games tomorrow, which is Leicester vs Brighton and Tottenham vs West Ham. I'll do Tottenham vs West Ham because that's the later game, because obviously 7:15 is still quite early for me. But I'll do Tottenham vs West Ham. See, Leroy Sané is going to come on. Okay. Take off Phil Foden, man of the match. I'm going to give him a clap. I know you can't hear me, Phil, but I'm going to give you a clap there, Phil Foden. Fantastic performance, 2 goals and a pass to assist, and just unreal game in total. I can't remember him doing anything wrong. So Phil Foden, man of the match for me. And Leroy Sané comes on. So look at that, that's unreal. So yeah, guys, I'll do the Tottenham versus West Ham game in the morning. And then Lachlan Booth. Hey, sorry, I was just thinking about what I was doing. But Lachlan Booth, hello, champion. Good to see you, son. He goes, hey, BKR, who has scored for Man City? Okay, so it's 5-0 right now. The first goal was Phil Foden from a cracker from outside the box. Second goal was, I think, Riyad Mahrez with an unreal goal as well. That was an unreal goal. Assist from Fernandinho from the back, right over the top to Riyad Mahrez down the right wing. He comes in, cuts inside, cuts back outside, cuts back on the inside, and then crosses it across the goal, bangs it across the goal for a sneaky one to make it 2-0. And then the third goal was a penalty right on half time. The second goal was, I think, the 42nd minute. Third goal was Riyad Mahrez right at half time. Penalty was a VAR penalty, but it was a penalty. Not a clear and obvious error by the referee, though, so I disagree with the penalty being given via VAR, but it was definitely a penalty if the referee had have called it without the VAR, in my opinion, because the VAR is all for clear and obvious mistakes by the referee, and it wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. It was a penalty, but it wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. So I guess I did get the right call, so I shouldn't really slaughter it too much, but this is just what I think. The fourth goal was then David Silva. David Silva from a nice nice ball there from Leroy Sané, but it gets chopped out. Fourth goal was David Silva. The ball came in from Phil Foden, who's had a fantastic game, man of the match for sure. Ball came into Foden, and then he passed it down, came down to Bernardo Silva, and Bernardo Silva whipped it in, whipped that little baby in, and see you later, David Silva makes it 4-0. And the 5-0 was just a few moments ago with Phil Foden kicking the second, and it came across goal. It was just a real simple one, went down the right wing and then just crossed it all the way across the goal with a low ball across goal, and it ended up getting into Phil Foden, and he couldn't do anything wrong today, and slots the goal and makes it 5-0. So, look, this game is a testament to the fact that teams are rusty right now. Teams are rusty, and we've seen that across all different sports. That's got to be a free kick. That's got to be a free kick against Burnley there. Yeah, that's nearly going to be a yellow card. So yeah, there's that's the 5-0 right now. I still think it'll be 6-0, but then again, like the thing is, and this is what's scary, Lachlan. This is what's scary, right? So we were up 4-0, and that's when we decided to bring on Kevin De Bruyne. We were up 4-0, and then decided to bring on Kevin De Bruyne, the best midfielder in the world. We're up 4-0, and we decided to do that. And then we're up 5-0, and we decided, let's bring on Leroy Sané. We've brought on Laporte as well. We're up 5-0 and we bring on Leroy Sané. We're up 4-0 and we bring on Kevin De Bruyne. Like, that's just outrageous. That's outrageous at this point. That's outrageous. You know, cheers to you. Here's to you, buddy. Manchester City. I was going to say Vincent Company, but he's obviously RSC Adelaide. How is Adelaide going at the moment, actually? I should actually check. How is the old Adelaide going at the moment with Vincent Company as their manager and buddy captain? Gee whiz. 7.5 minutes to go with the game. By the way, guys, don't forget NRL fan reactions video will come out today at 4 p.m. AEST. 4 p.m. AEST. NRL fan reactions will return this week. I'm about to film that straight after this. Edison has not done anything in this game. Like, he hasn't had to do anything in this game. He's just crept on by, done his job. He's literally done exactly what he did against Arsenal. He's not had to do anything. At least he hasn't injured one of our players, though. Garcia's still injured. He's out for this game. I'm pretty sure he comes back next game. But, oi! Oh, that's a free kick. All right, let's get this another goal. Make it 6-0. Make it 6-0. Boop! Let's make it 6-0 right here. Free kick, Kevin De Bruyne. See you later. Free kick, Kevin De Bruyne. See you later. Salada. Gabriel Jesus cuts on the inside. Doesn't touch him, but it was still a free kick because it was definitely chopping him out. It was definitely chopping him out.
Unsurprisingly, because it's just right side of the team.
Really impressed with Phil Foden, but like truly, really impressed with how Phil Foden's performing in this game. He's obviously not on now. He obviously went back to the. He got subbed off, but Phil Foden, another class today. Honestly, class performance. Young bloke comes in, Shows off his talent. Leroy Sané looks like he's aiming this one up, but this should definitely be going to Kevin De Bruyne here. I guess Leroy wants to prove that he's still, he doesn't get the time, so he wants to prove himself, I guess, even though he's proven himself enough to show that he's a good player. And Leroy's taken it, and he's missed it. It's gone straight into the bloody, it's going to be a free kick. It's gone straight into the wall. I think Kevin De Bruyne should be taking that. I really do. I think Kevin De Bruyne should be taking that. Boot the ball up. Hey, the old Stoke City tactics back with Burnley. The old Stoke City tactic, just boot the ball up and hope for the best. That's exactly what they just do. They just boot the ball up and hope for the best. But they don't have a Peter Crouch, that's the problem. Not having a Peter Crouch is the real problem. How is Peter Crouch going? Is he retired? Yeah, is he still going? I don't know. I wonder how Peter Crouch is going, the old lank dog. The old lank dog, Peter Crouch. Used to play for Manchester City, funnily enough. Not many people remember that. 85th minute here, 5 minutes left of the game. 5-0, 5 minutes left, 5-0, 5 minutes left. It's been over for quite some time. It's probably been over since we scored the first goal in like the 16th minute or so. I think 20th minute or so. This is Burnley's first game, by the way, guys. This isn't their second game. This is our second game. Burnley's first game. I think this brings us under 20 points. Liverpool obviously do play Crystal Palace on Thursday, my time, Wednesday in England. Liverpool play Crystal Palace on there, and obviously they're a game ahead, so if they beat Crystal Palace, they go back above the 20-point margin. But I'm pretty sure this brings us under the 20-point lead right now with this win. Let me have a look. I think this brings us under the 20-point lead for Liverpool. It takes us to... Okay, so it takes us to 83, 63. Yeah, this will take us to 20 points. This will take us to 20 points. Is this our 30th game? No. Actually, this is our 30th game. Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we'll be 20 points behind because it's a game in hand. So yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we'll be at 20 points behind, and Liverpool play Crystal Palace. So no, there's no game in hand for Liverpool. This is the tie up here. This is the game to bring it back. I forgot about that. City going out to the right here. And it looks like we're still trying for a goal. When you're bringing on Kevin De Bruyne and Leroy Sané, you're still trying for a goal, even though they've been up 4-5-0. You're not shutting up shop. They haven't shut up shop just yet, the old citizens. They haven't shut up shop, the old citizens. Have not shut up shop just yet. 3 minutes left here. It's been the exact same style of football from Man City the whole game, though. Even when they were when it was 0-0 to 1-0 to 5-0, it's been the exact same style. There's been no change. There's been no let's go defensive. There's been no that's gonna be a goal. Oh my god, that should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. Bernardo Silva should have touched on that and then taken a shot, not a volley shot. But okay, I guess you can do what you want when you're at 5-0. More defending. Okay, that was just a ridiculous shot from Leroy Sané. 87.5 minutes gone. 5-0 Man City. Guys, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow our Premier League audience so that we can do more Premier League streams in the future. We are going to be streaming tomorrow for the West Ham versus Tottenham game. We are going to be streaming on Thursday morning for the Liverpool versus Everton game. We will be streaming then as well on Friday morning for the Manchester City versus Chelsea game, and then we obviously move into the weekend's play. I'm not too sure if I'll do Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton. Actually, it's a game that means something. Aston Villa are obviously trying to get out of the relegation zone. The Wolves are trying to get into the top 5. So. And who do United play? United play Sheffield United, who maybe going to try and get back into that winner's circle. So Sheffield United might have a chance there against the old Rags. Against the old Rags. They play on Thursday morning, but I don't care about that game because the Rags are shit house. If you're a United fan, I hate you. And then United play Brighton. We've just beaten Arsenal, so we'd love to see. And then we play Liverpool very soon. 3rd of July, Man City versus Liverpool. It better be at the Etihad. It says TBC there. It damn well better be at the Etihad. I know about all that bullshit. Shouldn't be bullshit, but... Alright, 1 minute left of regular time here. 1 minute left of regular time. Free kick. If you guys are tuning in, by the way, guys, I definitely would give the man of the match a performance to Phil Foden. Absolute class talent. 2 goals, 1 pass to assist, and just unreal game. Riyad Mahrez had a great game too. Would have been man of the match if it wasn't for Phil Foden's probably second goal, which probably solidified his man of the match performance. But Mahrez was really quality too. Everyone else has just done their job, really. Everyone else has just really seriously done their job. Nothing really absolutely special besides Riyad Mahrez and Foden, but everyone else, yeah, just got the job done and up 5-0. We've had 18 shots, 7 on target. Apparently Burnley have had a shot. I don't know when that shot was. I don't know when Burnley had their shot, but they had 1 shot in the game at one point. I don't know when it was. It wasn't on target, but it was a shot. 90th minute here, just about to see how many added minutes. Please just give us 1 minute added on so we don't have to watch too much more. Should be game over. And 2 minutes added on. Yeah, not too many added on. There wasn't much really that went on this. I'd love to just finish it up with a 6-0 here. Love to score another goal just to finish off the game on a high. We're on a high anyway, but I just love to finish it off on a high. That's going to go straight to the keeper. Going to go straight to the keeper, another one. Yeah, I think they have given man of the match to Phil Foden. The Greece game says the Premier League is so unfair because teams like City, Liverpool just blitz the bottom teams every game compared to NRL when it's close. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Greasy Gamer, but you are wrong as well. You're not wrong, but you're wrong as well, which is funny to say. City lost to Norwich this year, 3-2. Norwich are going to get relegated. Look, on a and Liverpool lost 3-0 to Watford, and Watford I think are going to get relegated too. You're not wrong in the sense that the teams at the top obviously blitz the competition. But then again, you've got to also look at 2016, where Leicester weren't even thought that Leicester nearly got relegated. Leicester were 1 game away from relegation the year before in 2015. And then in 2016, they won the whole league. They beat Tottenham, United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Everyone had an off year that year. Tottenham were there, but they always bottle us. They're choke artists. Piss off, Tottenham. You're no over. But you're also wrong in the sense that anyone in the Premier League on their day can win. Right, so Titans versus Roosters. I'm not going to say the Titans are going to beat the Roosters. But I dead set wouldn't say it's completely out of the question when you're saying, who's down the bottom? West Ham. West Ham could genuinely beat, they did it this year, but West Ham on their day could honestly put up a fight against Liverpool, put up a fight against Manchester City, put up a fight against the big dogs. But they're probably going to lose to the shit teams. That's the type of team that West Ham is. With regards to the Premier League, you're right. It is a romp home from the top dog teams. It is a romp home from the top dog teams. But when I say that as well, there is the ability for the lower teams to get wins against those top teams. Not on a consistent level though. They're not going to be there at the end of the season, but they do have the ability to get those results. But guys, that is going to be it. That game is going to finish up 5-0. Greece Gamer says, but yeah, but there is always a clear difference between, say, top 6 and the rest of the league. Pretty much. But then again, if you look at the NRL this year, the top 8 is a clear difference to the bottom 8. Like, everyone in the bottom 8 right now is a clear difference of the team to the top 8. I know what you're saying, and I definitely agree with what you're saying, but, we saw in 2016 Leicester won it. Besides that, the financial situation, and that's why, and this is something that I'll say before we jump off, that's why City are currently in a legal battle with the UEFA. Basically because the big dogs like, your Arsenal, your Liverpool, I don't even know if I'd use Arsenal here. I'd use Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, those 4 teams. And obviously the other teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG wouldn't even dare talk shit. There's other teams, Bayern Munich. Those teams are not happy with the financial aspect of Manchester City being able to get into the competition. And that's the thing. All these teams want to be the big dogs, and they want to force you to stay in your lane. They want to force you to stay in your lane, and you can't spend money to get into our situation. They all claim, okay, blah, blah, blah. We got here via winning. United still spent money. Liverpool still spent money. They spent a lot of money lately. Tottenham, I mean, start talking shit about them. Don't talk shit to me, Tottenham. You spent 100 million of that Gareth Bale money on jack shit. Like, you just, I tell you what. Joey says God couldn't wake up early. That's too easy, man. You know, it'll get uploaded, but we're going to be streaming every morning. You know, tomorrow morning we've got Tottenham versus West Ham, and then the next morning we've got Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. But look, the reason why City is in a legal battle right now is because every team wants to keep everyone in their lane. So if you're, say, Newcastle, right, who have just been potentially bought over, and they're going to want to spend money to be able to get into the position to battle the big dogs, because the way the big dogs are set up is that you have to spend a ginormous amount of money to have the ability to go and be on the same level. And Newcastle are going to have to do this. Newcastle are going to be in that situation where they're going to have to spend money. And I can guarantee you right now, if they do spend the money that they're going to have, they're going to be considered at Chelsea, they're going to be considered at Manchester City, who didn't get here the right way. There is no right way. The way you set it up, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, and Chelsea. And Chelsea, don't even talk to me as well, because you are the initiators of the financial system. You are the initiators of why money has been forced into the Premier League and forced into worldwide football, and the prices have risen dramatically. You are literally the reason, Chelsea. But those four teams don't want anyone else to challenge them. They want to obviously make more money. And fair enough, that's business. That's business. But, you know, people don't really understand that it's not really about, oh, we don't think you've done it the right way. It's more about, we don't want you to be on our level no matter the way you do it, because we obviously want to have all the money. That's what United want. They want to be the top dog team. But they can't be the top dog team when we're going out and getting all the players we want. You know, Liverpool have decided to change their tactic, and they do exactly what we do now. So they can't talk shit. United are just begging right now that someone buys them, but no one's going to buy them because they're in so much debt. They're in hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. So United isn't going to get bought over, and I'm telling you right now, the Glazers aren't selling that team. They make too much money. They give up too much payouts themselves. Arsenal, they've just never spent. They just never spent. And for so long, Arsenal fans were like, yeah, you know what, we're the reason, it's fantastic to see that we can consistently make top four and consistently be a challenger, despite the fact that we never spend. So, you know, this is now it's come to the point where it's like, well, this is what you get when you don't spend. Right now, this Arsenal, this is what you get when you don't spend. Because right now you aren't spending, and congratulations, you're now a bottom 10 team. I think you're 10th, and you're lucky that Burnley didn't win today or draw, but you're 10th. So this is what happens when you don't spend, Arsenal. So all those years where they're like, oh yeah, we're still successful, we don't spend the money, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, cool. Now this is where you are. And anyway, that's my little rant over. But it's not about City not doing it the right way. It's not about City being, because we all know that we're going to win the court case. It's about the fact that the big teams don't want another big team there to take revenue off them. Simple as that. Simple as that. But guys, the game is over. 5-0. Fantastic performance. Joey says NRL fan reactions are going to come out this afternoon, 4 p.m. AEST, your time, my dude. But the game has finished 5-0. Phil Foden, fantastic performance. 2 goals and a pass and assist. There was also Riyad Mahrez, fantastic game. 2 goals as well. One of them penalty, but 2 goals as well. Great game from Mahrez. And the other goal was David Silva. Burnley were really rusty. We obviously were just another class, and now we bring it within 20 points. I'm not saying that we've got 8 games left. I'm not saying that City are going to come back and win it, but I think that the title will be finished by about 12 points, 13 points, which is a lot better than it originally looked. And yeah, so I'm going to jump off for now, guys. If you haven't liked the video yet, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's hit 25 likes. We're trying to grow our Premier League audience. Obviously, most of my audience is rugby league fans or AFL fans. It's very early in the morning over in Australia right now. Obviously, the game started at 5:15 in the morning in Australia. But it's currently like 7 a.m. now as we're finishing up. So I don't really have too much of a Premier League audience. Everyone is still asleep on my channel. But we are trying to grow it so that we can do more live streams in the future. Tomorrow we're going to be streaming the Tottenham versus West Ham game. The day after we're going to be streaming the Liverpool versus Crystal Palace game. The day after we're going to be streaming the Manchester City versus Chelsea game. And plus on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night and Sunday, obviously we're going to be doing rugby league streams and AFL streams and the like. So if you're not subscribed yet, guys, obviously go and hit that subscribe button below. Join the BKRmy, and that will do us for today, guys. That will do us for today. NRL fan reactions does come out later this afternoon, 4 p.m. AEST, early morning for you guys over in England. But yeah, I will jump off for now. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you later this afternoon for the next end of my reactions. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.